Join us as we delve deeper into the heart-wrenching aftermath of the Gun Devil's brutal ambush in the latest episode of Chainsaw Man. Our beloved Himeno has fallen, leaving us all in mourning. Meanwhile, Aki was dealt a devastating blow by Katana Man. As the dust settles, the question remains, how will Aki face the loss of his partner and move forward? Get ready for an emotional journey as we recap episode 10 to the finale of Chainsaw Man. After recovering from the ambush, Denji and Power wait for Aki to awaken from his hospital bed. As the two fight over an apple, Aki asks who from Division 4 survived. Denji informs him that everyone but Himeno survived the ambush. Before departing with Power to visit Makima, he leaves Aki and Apple beside his bed. Aki unsheaths his sword and asks the Curse Devil how many years he has left to live. The devil tells him he has 2 years left before his death. As the shock wears off, Aki tries lighting a cigarette, but bursts into tears at the loss of his partner Himeno. Meanwhile, Denji overhears Aki crying behind the doors. He wonders why he isn't crying over Himeno's death. Denji admits that he wouldn't feel sad if Aki or Power died. Even though he'd feel terrible if Makima died, he would still move on with his life. Denji reflects on his lack of emotion and wonders if he even has a human heart. Later, Denji and Power leave the hospital as Kurose and Tendo enter Aki's room. They inform Aki that Makima has assigned them to be his advisors, and they introduce themselves as career coaches for the special division. Meanwhile, Denji and Power meet up with Makima at a graveyard. She introduces them to their new master, and he asks the two if they felt terrible when their teammates died, do they seek revenge, and if they were on the side of humans or devils. Without hesitation, Power and Denji give the man brutally honest answers, and the man says they passed his test. He asks Makima to leave as he wants to start their training immediately, and Makima leaves. After Makima is gone, the man reveals that he's a devil hunter from Division 1 named Kishibe. Without warning, Kishibe grabs Denji and Power and breaks their necks before dropping them to the ground. He informs them that their bone structure is similar to humans despite them being half devil, and that they have all the same weaknesses. In order to heal them, he pours blood into their mouths as they recover and asks why he attacked them. Kishibe says that the Gun Devil is after Denji's heart and that Makima wants him to train Denji and Power. Kishibe states that this is his first time training devils and reveals that he's the strongest devil hunter. In order to make the pair stronger, Kishibe plans to continuously hunt Denji and Power down until they're able to defeat him. As they charge at him, Kishibe uses his skills to make quick work of Power and Denji, leaving them on the ground once again. He confirms that Denji is immortal while Power is semi-immortal and promises to make them the best devil hunters. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Aki tries summoning the Fox Devil, but she doesn't respond to his call. Kurose tells Aki that the Fox Devil may not listen to him anymore since he abused her powers. Tendo informs Aki that if Aki plans to continue working as a devil hunter for the agency, he needs to form a contract with a stronger devil. Aki tells Tendo and Kurose that he doesn't plan on quitting, so Tendo and Kurose depart and promise to stop by tomorrow to hand Aki some paperwork. After the two leave, a mysterious woman arrives to greet Aki, and he is stunned by her appearance. Back at the graveyard, Kishibe tells Power and Denji that he'll be stopping his hunt for the night. As Kishibe leaves, he promises to visit them at their place tomorrow for more training. Power notices that Denji has completely lost his mind and proceeds to literally knock some sense into him as he asks her how many times he died today. Power informs him that he was killed over 20 times and that she went unconscious after he died, meaning that the death count was actually way higher. As Denji and Power head home, they complain about Kishibe's training regime. Power suggests they try fighting him using their brains since Kishibe is an alcohol-obsessed drunk and his brain is probably rotten. The next day, Kishibe gets ambushed by Power and Denji, who have concocted a brilliant plan to defeat him. Power distracts him with blood spears, giving Denji a chance to attack him from behind with his axe. Unfortunately, Kishibe sees it all coming. He roundhouse kicks Denji to the floor and explains the reasons they lost to him. He says Power uses too much blood while fighting, and Denji failed to predict his attacks. As Kishibe departs to get more drinks, Denji tells Power that they're off the hook for the day, but a knife sticks into Denji's head. After his sudden attack, Kishibe comes back to tell the two that the prey shouldn't trust the hunter. Meanwhile, Tendo and Kurose lead Aki to a disclosed devil prison so he can form a contract with a stronger devil. As they walk past the cells of locked-up devils, Aki reveals that the girl who visited him was Himeno's sister. In a flashback, the girl hands Aki Himeno's letters. He learns that Himeno's father was ill and that she tried getting Aki to quit so he wouldn't die. In the present, they reach cell 108 as Kurose tells Aki they want him to form a contract with the devil inside. Inside the cell awaits the future devil, who has formed contracts with two other public safety officials. Kurose explains that the others had to pay ridiculous prices to use the future devil's powers and to be prepared. Aki enters the room as Kurose locks him inside, and the episode concludes with the future devil staring at him excitedly with its visible eye. Before we watch Aki gain a new power, take some time to answer the question of the day. What would be the most powerful devil contract? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Every video we will pick one comment for a shout out. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more content and a chance to be chosen. Now, onto the video. Aki walks up to the future devil and asks him what he'd like to trade in exchange for his abilities. The future devil tells Aki if he lets him reside in his right eye, he'll let him use his powers. This surprises Aki, and the future devil reveals that he will die in the worst way possible in the future. The future devil asks Aki if he would like to know how he'll die, but Aki doesn't care. He only cares about killing devils and tells the future devil to get in his eye. Meanwhile, Kishibe defeats Power and Denji during training, but feels they've improved. He announces he'll be training them once a week from now on, and informs them that they will soon chase after the Snake Girl and Katana Man who ambushed public safety while murdering Himeno. Later, Kishibe meets with Makima, and she thanks him for training Denji and Power. Kishibe admits he's growing tired of them, but feels he's growing attached to them. Irritated, Kishibe brings up the public safety ambush and is suspicious that Makima didn't do anything to stop it. Makima refutes his bold claims by reminding him that she got attacked as well, but Kishibe doesn't buy it. He tells Makima he doesn't care about what she does as she's serving humanity's interests, and Makima informs him that she wants to protect humans from devils. After her remark, Kishibe calls her a liar, and she just smiles. In Tokyo, the Snake Girl and Katana Man discuss their failures and plans to capture Denji. Snake Girl is worried about Makima being alive and the mysterious powers she has. Undeterred, Katana Man reveals that they have an army of zombies that the Yakuza can unleash on public safety. As Kurose and Tendo drive Aki to public safety headquarters, Kurose asks Aki about his pursuit of the Gun Devil. He doesn't think Aki has what it takes to defeat him, and reveals that the Gun Devil also caused Tendo to join public safety. Aki admits that he doesn't care what he has to say, and they drop him off. Despite not seeing eye to eye, Kurose tells Aki that he'll be rooting for him and throws Aki a soda. Meanwhile, Makima meets with the Yakuza boss and asks for answers about the public safety ambush. Answering her question, the Yakuza boss shows Makima a picture of the Snake Devil user Sawatari, revealing that she linked the Yakuza into making deals with the Gun Devil. Makima asks the Yakuza boss to give her the names of everyone in his organization, alongside other families, but this doesn't sit well with them because it could lead to a massive war between factions. Makima hands the man a bag, and within it are the eyes of all the Yakuza's family members. Everyone in the room is repulsed, but Makima promises that the eyes will be returned if the Yakuza cooperate. This angers one of the Yakuza boss's men, but glaring into Makima's eyes causes the men to collapse to the ground. Meanwhile, public safety locates Katana Man's hideout and surrounds it. Sawatari plans to murder everyone around the building while securing Denji's heart. After that, she would summon the Snake Devil to help them escape from public safety. As Denji, Power, Aki, and Kobeni enter the building, Kishibe informs them that their task is to keep the first floor and basement areas of the building sealed off. He explains that the Special Division of Public Safety will deal with the terrorists inside, and warns them that this division consists of non-humans who will wreak havoc if they get outside. He brings up the Shark Fiend, Violence Fiend, Spider Devil, and Angel Devil while giving a brief overview of their abilities. Aki tells Denji, Power, and Kobeni to follow him and leave the zombies to the other fiends and devils. As they begin searching for Sawatari and Katana Man, the group splits up. As Aki searches for Sawatari, Makima clears the way with her mysterious abilities from afar. They meet face to face, and Sawatari notes that Aki has gotten stronger as they battle. Taunting him, she orders the Snake Devil to spit out the Ghost Devil that it consumed and orders the Ghost Devil to kill Aki. Aki uses the Future Devil's powers to peer into the future to dodge her attacks, but the Ghost Devil manages to grab Aki and begin choking him. After recalling a flashback with Himeno, we see Aki kneeling on the ground next to some of the Ghost Devil's arms. The Ghost Devil offers Aki a cigarette with the phrase, "Easy Revenge" written on it, and we cut to a flashback, where it's revealed that this cigarette was the very one Himeno was holding onto for Aki. In the past, Himeno explained that the Ghost Devil senses fear, but Aki has no fear toward the devil of his old friend. After taking the cigarette, he climbs on top of the unmoving Ghost Devil and chops its head off with his sword. Before Sawatari can summon the Snake Devil again, Kobeni approaches her from behind and holds a knife to her neck. Surprised to see her, Aki asks why she's still in public safety, and Kobeni tells Aki she's staying with public safety because they'll get their bonuses soon. Meanwhile, Denji and Power are in an elevator and plan to capture Katana Man. The elevator stops on a floor filled with zombies, and Power leaps into the fray, plunging into a bloodbath. With Power gone, Denji stays in the elevator to fight Katana Man alone. Once the elevator doors open, Denji sees Katana Man and prepares for battle, but asks him a question. He asks Denji to apologize for murdering everyone's family members that night, but Denji refuses, enraging Katana Man. Katana Man is bewildered by Denji's lack of guilt for murdering zombies, arguing that they were once humans too. Unsurprisingly, Denji doesn't care. Katana Man removes his hand and transforms as Denji pulls his cord. As the two clash, they fly through the air and battle it out on the rooftops of the nearby buildings. A kick from Katana Man sends Denji flying on top of a speeding subway train, and they pause their battle for a few minutes to discuss what Denji is fighting for. Denji admits he's fighting to protect the comfortable life he has right now and to be praised by Makima. Denji charges at Katana Man and they cross blades. Suddenly, Katana Man jumps into the air and kicks Denji into the train compartment below. The train reaches an emergency stop and all the pedestrians flee the area, leaving Denji and Katana Man in the abandoned train. In the blink of an eye, Katana Man cuts off two of Denji's arms and tells him to apologize for killing his grandpa. Refusing to give up, Denji taunts Katana Man into aiming for his head. As Katana Man destroys Denji's head chainsaw, Denji reveals that it was merely a distraction and uses the chainsaw on his foot to split the man apart. After the battle, Katana Man wakes up and finds himself tied down to the train. Denji approaches Katana Man and says he'll be waiting here with him until the police arrive. Continuing, Denji reminds Katana Man that he killed Himeno, and now there's one less hot lady in the world. Thus, Denji plans to hold a tournament, and Aki arrives after reporting Katana Man's capture to the higher-ups. Denji explains the tournament will involve him and Aki kicking Katana Man in the balls, and whoever can get the loudest scream out of him is the winner. Aki says he doesn't want to participate because making Katana Man suffer wouldn't make Himeno happy. But after looking at the cigarette the Ghost Devil gave him, Aki goes against his earlier judgment and decides to have some fun tormenting Katana Man. Meanwhile, Makima reports to her higher-ups about who staged the terrorist attack on public safety. We learned that Sawatari was a former civilian devil hunter who was working with the Gun Devil and had planned to steal the Chainsaw Devil's heart from Denji. One of the higher-ups asks Makima why Sawatari was after the heart, and Makima says that before they could get that intel, Sawatari used the Snake Devil to kill herself. Makima proposes it was involuntary suicide because of her contract with the Gun Devil. Despite this loss of information, Makima notes that the public safety seized over 1.4 kilos of gun devil flesh from inside the building and now has over 5 kilos of it. With all its flesh combined, Makima notes that the mass has started to move toward the gun devil itself. The gentleman asks Makima where it leads, but she doesn't respond. Later that night, Aki sits on his porch and lights the Easy Revenge cigarette. In the living room, Power and Denji sleep from a long day's work as we peer into Denji's mind. In this dream sequence, we can see that he's standing in front of the same door we saw in the first episode. In this dream, Denji is a child and Pochita calls out to Denji from behind the door. Strangely, Pochita warns Denji to not open the door no matter what. We then cut to daytime, where we see a woman walking around the area and asking Denji if he prefers the city mouse or the country mouse. Then, Season 1 ends. Who was this mysterious woman? As the tension builds, we can't help but wonder, will Aki finally get the retribution he seeks? The answer, dear watchers, may have to wait until next season, but don't fret. We have an exciting Chainsaw Man Season 1 review coming your way, so stay tuned and keep the anticipation alive.